since the Archbishop started with riding bikes in general. If you could just run it down from how you learned uh, to up to now. What piqued your interest in motorcycles and then developed to motorcycle culture until what you are now?
Well, let's see. Well, when we talking about that, we got to go back some years, because I've been on the actual MC set for 24 years. So now prior to that, I had um, I had no interest nor desire to ride a motorcycle. I didn't care for them. You know what I mean? That was my brother's thing. He the one who wanted to ride all the cross rockets and run up and down the road and stand up on them and pop wheelies and all that sort of shit. And it just wasn't my thing, you know. And ain't stopping from trying, to get me to do it. But I never was too interested in doing it. And it took him bugging the hell out of me. He was like, come on, man, we're gonna learn how to ride these motorcycles. We gonna join the club and we're gonna do this. I'm just like, yeah, all right, whatever. Because I'm in my head, I'm not doing none of that shit. You know what I mean? I'll learn how to ride a bike with you, but I'm not doing the rest of that shit. And it started out with I bought this bullshit bike from a friend of mine that was getting divorced and he was trying to get rid of the bike. And he sold me the bike for $100. And just to get rid of it, just to piss his old lady off. So he sold me the bike for $100. Uh, I lived out in the country, so I just got out and just rode it. Rode it down a couple roads, brought it back. You know what I mean? Next time I went a little further, and until I got the hang of riding. You know what I mean? So I didn't have to go to no school, nothing like that. I just basically just taught myself how to do it. Uh, the whole joining the bike clubs and stuff like that happened later. Um, my my brother finally had talked me into checking it out. You know what I mean? He was like, man, we don't got to do it. We can just hang around and just see what it's like. You know what I mean? If you like it, then you can do it. All right, cool. All right, cool. So I went and I hung around a little bit, uh, and it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't bad, but like I said, it still wasn't me. You know, um, but something took place a little bit later, and my brother ended up passing away. And this was one of the things that we had said that we was going to do together. So I kept it going. You know what I mean? So like I said, when I first started on the MC thing, like I said, I didn't really give a shit about it. I just did it more or less in remembrance of him. But then once I got into it, and the partying part, I didn't really care about the partying. Hell, I could party at home. I was pretty damn good at that, so I didn't need to come in the bike club to party. And you know, but the politics of it is what got me. You know what I mean? Being able to move around and you know and be political and learn the actual political side of it, the ropes of how things supposed to be. The protocol and the understanding the traditions and and how things was actually played out, which I was kind of shocked at that point because I didn't think it was that much to it. Like hell, I ain't doing nothing but riding up and down the road on a bike. I mean, it can't be that damn complicated. But yeah, it is. You know what I mean? And it's grown throughout the years. So um, yeah, so that's kind of the short version on how that went. Like I said, this is going on 24 years, and I'm still doing it. I mean, so like I said, I didn't initially do it because I wanted to do it, but I held it down afterwards.
Now, I got a question for you because, we've actually personally talked about this a few times. And as you know, you was going to hop on the show the other night, but you didn't make it back in time. So, about the whole giving back and all of that, we actually had an okay turnout with all that, so that went good. We are still taking stuff until Wednesday as far as the toy drive goes, but we're accepting blankets and stuff like that for those in need. Um, and trying to do a little bit of what you also promote on the channels that you're associated with. By the way, that is AB Diamonds, the Diamond Effect on YouTube, and the Big Boneyard. Make sure you click the links on the channel, go over, like, share, and subscribe on those pages as well. But
Yeah, actually, before you go with your question, we got rid of the AB dollars. Like right now, you can. I think if you, I think if you still type it in, it may still send you there because of just how the route was set up. Um, but now it's just strictly the dominant effect. So
okay,
be the that's going to be the name of the show. Um, I'm working on some stuff now to try to get it done. uh, Final little touches done here next couple weeks, so we could be able to start the first show here. But I think that's going to turn out to be pretty good. I mean, it's not going to be your typical um, biker podcast. I mean, we're gonna dig our nose in a lot of different shit. It's gonna be a lot of little angles. It's gonna be entertaining, but it's gonna be adult worthy entertainment. So just like on the Boneyard, I don't cut no corners on there, and I ain't gonna cut no corners on this. You know what I mean? So, but it's gonna be a good time. I mean, so the ones that haven't subscribed on there, go on the Dominant Effect. You see it right there. Go on there, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to build it up so that we can get going on that. And Mike Ball, I see you on here. I've been trying to call your ass, and I ain't heard from you. So you better get at me, son. But go ahead with your question.
but yeah, so how do you feel about what we're trying to do as far as helping with the whole changing the narrative in the MC world, trying to promote that clubs are not street gangs? And I know that you are heavily involved in that. So, how do you feel about all that?
Well, the um, overall saying that motorcycle clubs are not street gangs. That's kind of like that's the how can you call it? I've been pushing it for months. You know what I mean? Ever since they started going on mainstream talking about this. You know what I mean? And the reason why I was pushing it so much is because on our end, on the motorcycle club end, okay, people be on the news, mainstream media, they go on there and they talk about different stuff. And then a lot of the stuff that they talk about aren't true. Isn't true at all. So Um, but one thing you have to realize is this: it doesn't. When you're dealing with the news, it doesn't have to be true. It just has to be said first. So you very seldom hear them come back and recant something that they said. You very seldom hear that. I mean, like it's pretty much non-existent now because once they put it out into the atmosphere, then that's just what it is. And if you say that enough times and you keep saying, biker gang this, and every time you talk about something, every motorcycle club is considered as a gang, then what is it that everybody's going to think? You know what I mean? Because nobody from the motorcycle side is actually out here talking. They're not actually out here saying, no, this is not what it is. You know what I mean? They're um, they're not saying that. You know what I mean? So by you not saying that, it's like you agreeing by not saying something. You know, um, So we trying to change that whole stereotype. Now dealing with what y'all doing there, um, it's a damn good idea. Damn good idea. I mean, me and Bone done the same thing last year. Like we went out like last year. Me and Bone, I know we passed out well over 700 meals. One day we would go back, making them, loading them up on trucks, and we was bouncing all around Tampa, just giving them out. You know what I mean? And it was like an all day affair. Now, when I was in Ohio, we did the same thing. We had it. Um, I went a little. a little further with it in Ohio, you know, because we had it set up to where uh, people could come um, to the building, and we had Thanksgiving dinner already prepared for them to eat. Then once they ate, then you could go. Um, we had different rooms, and each room had something different. So you go in one room, you can get coats. You go in another room, you can get and blankets and gloves. You go in another room, you can get like different different hygiene products and stuff. You go to another room, you could get milk. We had diapers. We had produce, all different kind of stuff. So you can walk out of there with a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? And we did it for like that one full day. We started at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and we pushed it all the way up until like 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. And it was we didn't think that many people was going to come, but we had a lot of stuff, and it was like people was coming from everywhere. You know what I mean? To the point that we just cleaned out. You know what I mean? So that told us that there's a lot of people here that's really in need that you didn't realize. In even being in a small town like that, you didn't realize that there was that many people that needed something. So on Christmas we did the same thing. Adopted a couple families, um, got them Christmas dinner, gifts for the kids, even a gift for the adults. You know what I mean? Because it's Christmas. You know what I mean? It ain't just about the kids. You know what I mean? You raising these kids, you deserve something too. You know what I mean? And they was um, so we did that, and we've been. I mean, that's been going on for several years. And it was several clubs that contributed, that came through, and they raided their closets for clothes and coats and everything else, and bought them in there. You know what I mean? It was crazy, the participation that all these clubs did to be able to pull that off, but they did. And so what y'all doing is it's not new, but it's good. You know what I'm saying? And it's good because y'all are promoting it here, and you actually, like, do what you say you're doing. You know what I mean? If you say you go that this is what you're gonna do, be true to it. And pull it through. You know what I mean? So I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of y'all for doing that.
Where's the applause button? We gotta get the applause button. But no, seriously, AB, I really appreciate that.
He's got
Love
it.
and respect. He got it.
Could you hear it?
Yeah.
I don't know whether y'all can hear it. Could you hear it?
Do it, do it, do it.
Did y'all hear it?
Slightly. It was slight. We couldn't really hear it all the way. But hey, look, we got the effect. No pun intended. But but nah, that's
Trying to
that's
have that
that's
soon.
real. Huh?
I said we trying to have that soon.
Hey, we working it out, man. We working it out. But on some real, that story alone, I didn't know that part. That you were doing in Ohio. I didn't know that part. I knew about the previous down where you're at now, but I didn't know that part. And it intrigues me because when you said you had several rooms, right? That's a dope concept that I've never thought about. And that's why channels like ours, channels like yours, channels like everybody else's is important because it gives different aspects on how to do certain things to reach out to the community. Notice, guys, we up here talking about our views and our points, right? We're also trying to help educate the ones who don't know, right? So, with all that being said, take all of this in and regardless if you be a part of the set or not. Like my bro Frost said, you don't have to have rags in order to help out a community. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely intrigued. I'm definitely going to ask you more questions. I know that we're running real deep right now, but I'm definitely going to ask more questions on how you guys went about setting it up, getting the monetary gifts in order to set it up, or was it out of pocket? uh, because that's important as well. Because you got a lot of smaller clubs. Some people call them mom and pop clubs, but you got a lot of smaller clubs that want to do bigger things. and they don't have the direction.
Well, I'll tell you
So
how.
if you
I'll
go
tell
ahead.
you how. So what we did was is that when I presented it to my club, and I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do, and we decided what portion that we was gonna do. Okay, so we already had that stuff out the way. You know what I mean, as to what all we were gonna do. So my second thing was that I had to get with. I put it out to all the clubs that was in that area. Okay, this is what we're gonna do, and in order to accommodate all of it, so we had it to where like okay, this one club it was they were like 40 they were like 40 deep. So they was like, okay, well, we want to do all the sides. Okay, cool. So they bought in all the sides. And then the females of that club wanted to do the little baskets for like personal hygiene and stuff like that. So they put together those things. And we had another club that uh, wanted to do another part of it. I'm like, okay, cool. So you do that part. And then we had a couple other clubs that called and was like, okay, seemed like y'all got that part sold up, but um we got clothes, we have coats, we got jackets, we got, all this other stuff. Would y'all want that too? Sure, bring it all. You know what I mean? Like bring anything and everything that you could think of, and we're gonna find somewhere to do with it. I got in contact with the homeless shelters in that area. I got a hold of Job and Family Services. I got a hold of the Salvation Army and the Red Cross and told them what all we were doing. And told them like, people come here, send them over there. Um, we pushed it out a little bit, promoted it. We had to, the news even showed up and did a full um, uh, workup on it, all that. I got the link. I'll send it to you if you can see it. Um, but everybody came in there, like I said. Then we went and I got a hold to this supermarket and this produce store. So the supermarket they donated like milk and diapers and different stuff like that. And then this produce store they they showed up with like all the vegetables you could think of. I mean, it was just boxes and boxes and boxes of vegetables of all fruit, vegetables of all kinds. You know what I mean? So it was it didn't cost the it didn't cost a lot because it was broke up so much. You know what I mean? Because so many clubs chipped in and we didn't go and take no big collection up from nowhere. We didn't charge anybody for nothing. I mean, everything was completely voluntary and we just rounded it all up. I mean, it was like so many people that wanted to be involved with it after we got it going that we just piled it up, and we was able to do that.
Yeah, that's super dope. Like I was saying on the previous show, saying it on this show, and I appreciate you for your time and consideration, your pointers, because I do believe about three shows back, you jumped on in there and you you gave a pointer. You're like, nah, you wanted to say, nah, that's bullshit. Da, 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 da. But you gave you gave your pointer, so I do appreciate you. But I think that that right there has given me a different direction and a different outlook on how to do certain things in and out of a club, and just to help boost up this particular podcast that we're actually doing because I do feel like we are in our own lane. However, there are other podcasts out here, but I feel like for speaking up for the support side, I feel like we're the pillars and I want to make sure that we put a good stamp on, of course, motorcycle etiquette, but however, community. Because without community, me nor Frost nor you would be here. And let's just be real about the whole ordeal. But Frost, how do you feel about the direction of this conversation, now, man? Because it has taken a nice twist, but it has also been very educational.
Man, I can go ahead and tell you that what Archbishop is talking about, that's that amazing stuff that, we hope to hear about when we talk about changing the narrative, because it's stuff like that that's going to start to get the general public to see not all bikers are bad like they make us out to be. Some of us are actually out here doing good. And yeah, like I've said before, if you go out and you buy a bushel of apples, there's always a better chance of finding some rotten ones in there than going out and selecting a handful of apples that you're going to take care of because they're going to look better. So they're not going to be rotten. You can take your time to weed all that out. And that's what the MC community really needs to do and is doing. But at the same time, like you've heard all these other people say, the pop-up clubs or certain other clubs, get into it with each other and all that. And that's going to happen no matter what kind of demographic you're looking at. So it's not only bikers. So seeing stuff like this, the giving back, the helping the community, all that kind of stuff, I think it's wonderful. I love it. That right there is what I'm sitting here trying to, help push. And I know that that's what both of you are sitting here trying to help push. And that's what it takes, is that unity right there between everybody coming together and trying to get this knocked out.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it all starts with the overall. You got to have a motivation behind it, And I tell you what actually got me motivated to do this. And like I said, we've been doing this for 7, 8 years now. Um, no, no, I take it back. Take it back. It's been well over 12. We've been doing that. Um, but I'm gonna tell you what actually got it motivated though. I was um I was at work, well, going to work one morning, and was working at this hospital, putting new glass and stuff in this hospital. And I pulled up with my crew, and the little sections that they have for the buses when the city buses come through, the little glass structure. There was a there was a family sleeping in that little structure, and it was a dad and a mom and two little kids. One kid probably about 3, 4 years old. Um, and I got out and I seen them there, and I seen the little boy there, and the little boy was trying to wake up his mother, and I kept hearing him say, "Mom, wake up! I'm hungry. Mom, wake up! I'm hungry." And it like killed me to see that little boy right there, you know. And the mother woke up and she was like, "We'll get you something. You just gotta hold on." And he just kept saying, "Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, I'm hungry." And so I went inside and I got getting my crew together, and I'm telling you, you know, when God wants you to do something, He gonna trouble your mind until you do it. And that troubled my mind for like 45 minutes. That's all I thought about was that little boy. And so I told my crew, like, okay, y'all go ahead and get started. I'm gonna run down to the truck, grab a few things, I'll be back. I went to went to McDonald's and just bought up shit and came back and fed them people, you know. And the the husband or the dad, he was like, "Man, you didn't have to do that." I'm like, "Yeah, I did, man, because it troubled my mind until I did it." And when stuff like that troubles me to to do, I know that that's coming from a another place. I mean, I know that that's just God telling me, like, no, you seen that. Go down there and feed them people. And so that's what I did. But it was like after I did that, it was still bothering me, because it was like, and I kept questioning myself, like, okay, like I fed them people. You know what I mean? Why is it still on my mind so much? And then it hit me. Okay, if you could do that for one, then what can you do for more than one? What can you do for 10 or 15 or 20? So like I said, I came up with the idea. I bought it to my chaplain. We talked about it. They was all gun ho about it. And it was like, okay, so how are we gonna make this work? This is your baby. How are you gonna make it work? And I got busy with it. Like I said, I got that motivation. And once I got that motivation, I didn't stop until it was done. And that's the same thing that's gonna happen with y'all. I mean, once you get going with this, once you get your initial motivation, that's what's gonna keep driving you to keep doing it. And that's also the same thing that goes on with this show. Once you have a couple of good shows, a couple of good topics, you start seeing the stuff that you're able to talk about, and the people how they coming in and collaborating with you, and because you're telling them stuff that they never heard, or information that they duly needed. You know what I mean? Because like I say all the time, it's not just we may be motorcyclists, we may be bikers, but we're people first. You know what I mean? So, and you got to be able to, you got to know your brand. You got to know what you're talking about for being fact, and you got to be able to back that up. You know what I mean? To be able to put it out there. I mean, I don't believe in just telling people stuff. You know what I mean? Just for the simple fact of just telling them. You know what I mean? I got to go further than that. Because that's just me. But yeah, but that's how you do it. You got to have that motivation.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel the same way. Motivation and consistency, I would just add on to it because anything that's not consistent, you already know. Uh, with anything that's not growing is dying. So even when you feel like your work is going unnoticed, just keep it up. If you know in your heart that's what you feel that you need to do, just keep it up because one day it'll definitely pay off. And I appreciate you, AB, for first off, like I said, coming onto the show and definitely dropping these diamonds because like I stated before, you put me in a different mindset of how to actually achieve certain goals, and they're not far fetched at all. It's basically what we've been talking about, which is conversation. So you get a good conversation piece, and you get knowledge from others who's actually been doing it for years. You said 12, right? Something like that.
Hmm.
So hey, Frost, we got some work to do, baby.
Freddie, how about you?
You know what,
Hey,
man? Times you get it. A lot of times you get a lot of help because you may have other people that want to do the same thing that you're doing that just don't know how to do it. And then once they hear that you're doing it, then they're like, oh, okay, so what I mean, I don't got to be the full lead on it, but I can be a part of it. You know what I mean? And they want to jump into it. So the big thing is that you got to put it into existence. That's the thing. You got to put it into existence. And if you once you do that, the ones who's gonna come and help, they're gonna come help. But you're not gonna have to beg. It's gonna come to you.
hey, what they say, not to get biblical, but what they say, AB, faith without works is dead, right?
Oh yeah, yes sir.
Hey, I'm digging it. Hey, like I said, I appreciate all the viewers who are still with us here at Kickstands Down. I appreciate AB for stopping by and supplying that beautiful dropping diamonds information. And you did update. It's not AB diamonds, right? It's what is it again? The
Yeah,
diamond effect.
yeah. The dominant effect. That's
So
that's gonna be the
so
name of
go
the
ahead
show.
and right. So go ahead and start liking and subscribing, guys, to the Diamond Effect. I've already been on his shorts. You are hilarious with these shorts, but I've
I
already
know, I
been
love them.
watching this. Hey, look. So every time sidebar. So every time I click on it and I'm looking at a short, I find myself not doing work. So I have to stop and I'm like, wait a minute, did he do a show too? Like, wait a minute, did I miss it? Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got us waiting. I'm gonna tell you, your anticipation is crazy. Just like the movie, the anticipation is crazy. That we're
Right.
all in. Wait a minute, we're all in it.
Hmm. Well, we about to
Okay.
movie's about to start back up. Um, they've been they've been going through some stuff. They had to go through and do some rewriting and some rescripting and stuff like that. But yeah, I got word today that they about to get that cranking. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure y'all will be hearing something about that soon. Because I think both y'all gonna be a part of that though, right? If I'm not
Yep.
mistaken. Yes, so you'll be
Absolutely.
yeah, so you'll be hearing about that soon. I mean, okay, actually, that right there, I'm kind of stoked about that. You know what I mean? Especially the the um, the character that they got me playing, and I hope he didn't change nothing, man. Because I'm telling you, I was dead on that, like waiting. You know what I mean? It's like he made that perfect. So I hope he didn't change it.
Nah, I
Man,
don't
I'm
think you
telling
did.
you, from what I read of the script, I'm hoping that too much hasn't changed myself because it was already good. But I can't wait either. I'm right there with you on that one.
Hmm.
He hit me today and was asking. He was like, "Hey, Trouble, you got a few moments in the afternoon for me to talk to you?" I said, "Yep, yep. Let me know the time. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what I got to do." I'm excited, man. Like I think it's really going to be epic. I think it's going to bring a different look to the actual culture that we're in, and I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready for that, and I'm ready for whatever else comes behind.
Hmm. You know what? Before we get off of what we was talking about before, let me say this, and I think this is probably most important than anything else that I said is that um, when we're talking about um, helping people and we talking about Thanksgiving, like what all we did for Thanksgiving to help out someone and what we did for Christmas and stuff like that. But people need to realize that Thanksgiving and Christmas is not the only time that you help somebody, and I think that's where we get sidelined at, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, I did something for somebody on Thanksgiving. Yeah, I did something on Christmas, and okay, I did my good deed for the year. That's not necessarily that's not how that goes. You know, my mom and my grandmother used to say, like, you never turn somebody away because that person just may be God in disguise. So even though like it be times that I don't want to do it, and everything in me will tell me don't do it, I'll still do it because I still got that in the back of my mind. You know what I mean? And then too, you think about it as well. You know, you always get back what you give, whether you realize it or not. You always get it back. So uh, so I wanted to put that out there. Like, don't just do it because it's Thanksgiving and Christmas. You know what I mean? Have the mindset that that's what you do all year round because that's just what it's about. I mean, it's helping out your fellow man. It doesn't have to be a holiday attached to it to lend a hand.
You know what? I think you just started something on Kickstands Down. Hey, Frost, I think he just started a movement called Yearly Givebacks. And I think that we should have a conversation about that and probably put that in motion, man.
I say
Mm.
let's do it because
Let's do it.
he's not lying. He's really not. It's not just about the holidays. It's about year round. There's always people that need help, especially with the way this government's doing, the economy's doing, everything else that's out here. It ain't getting no easier for anybody. So, them old school values of everybody looking out for each other, that's what we need to get back to because we've really lost it. And I think he's absolutely right. It's something that, can go on year round.
Hmm.
Absolutely. I'm game. Hey, I appreciate you, RSB. Hey, look, what was the club name with what's the guy name? Nick, right? From last show. What was his club's name? Did you mute yourself?
Yeah, he done muted himself.
You're talking about Nitro. That was Guardian
Nitro,
Riders.
Nitro, my bad. Guardian
Oh,
Riders. So
yeah, that's right.
you yeah, so you remember he said us graybeards, right? Well, we got a great gray beard in here that's dropping some crazy knowledge on us. And like I'm definitely soaking it in. I got mental notes. I didn't write anything down, but the beauty of it is you can like, share, and subscribe and do the same thing that I'm gonna do, which is go back and review whatever you missed. So yeah, hey man, my mind is blown right now, Frost. Like, where you at with it?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm all for all of it. I'm grateful that Archbishop took time out of his evening to come on here and join us. So make sure you go check out the Diamond Effect on YouTube, and um, we also have the link in the channel descriptions for everybody that we try to help promote. Um, so I'm very grateful that he took that time out. We've had an outstanding show tonight with some great content. So thank you for all those who joined us live, and thank you for those that are watching after the show. Uh, we're grateful for everybody. We appreciate all the help that we got with the toys. And like I said, we're still doing blankets and stuff like that. We're still doing toys for a couple more days. You're more than welcome to hit up the email down here, kickstandsdown@gmail.com, if you want to contribute and are curious how. If you would rather send money, then you can always hit us up on the Cash App, and that's that one guy Frost, just like the channel name. And Keeping It Logical said, "Man, I missed it."
Don't worry about it, brother. That's the beauty of go ahead and take your finger on the right hand side of the screen and drag it on back and watch it all over again.
Right.
Not to mention, hit that bell so you get notified next time we go live. Make sure you go to his channel and ours, like, share, and subscribe, and just keep showing up, showing some love, and we appreciate it. As far as anything else goes, I'm pretty much good for this evening. I hit on all my topics, unless one of y'all got something that y'all trying to surprise me with, since I threw Archbishop in here as a surprise.
All right.
Hey, look. So since you did that, I want to throw a monkey wrench in the ending of the show. I want us to do our close out. I want Archbishop to send us away from here with his last thoughts. So I'll go ahead and spark it. Man, I appreciate everyone once again. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It's your boy Trouble, aka Left Lane Bully. Each one teach one. Keep a positive attitude. Your personality and your attitude determines your outcome. So remember that. Remember to tune in every Monday. We're going to try to start doing Wednesdays and Fridays, but we're going to see how it works. That's it for me.
As far as I'm concerned, it's that one guy, Frost. We appreciate everybody. And we're going to let Archbishop send us out tonight, since he came over here, the guest of honor. Let him take us out. Everybody have a blessed one, and continue to show us some love. Like, share, and subscribe.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all letting me come in as a guest. Kickstands Down. Like I said, it's a pretty good show. You know what I mean? I didn't realize I was gonna do this much talking tonight, but I'm glad I did based on what y'all was talking about. As it kind of hits a good spot. But like I said, I want to thank y'all for inviting me, and to everybody that was watching. Happy holidays to you. Be safe, and like I said, come over and check us out on the Big Boneyard in a couple weeks. Hit us on the Diamond Effect. But like I said, if you're not on there yet, you see it right there. Go on YouTube, do that. But in the meantime, we're gonna be turning it up on the Big Boneyard. So also go on Big Boneyard too. If you're not on there, like, share, subscribe on there as well. But thanks everybody, and until then, next time, peace.
I'm going in. We don't do all of that talking, bro. We going in. Yeah, everything's a go when I'm on the end. Gangsta.